So Apple recently formed a candlestick pattern that we call the inverted hammer pattern. In this video, we're going to take a look at the inverted hammer. What is it and why is it useful in trading? So yeah guys, without further ado, let's start the video right away here. So first of all, let's take a closer look and zoom in at the pattern. So the inverted hammer, what is it? Well, first of all here, it is a bullish reversal pattern, meaning that the pattern might indicate a change from a bearish or downwards direction to a bullish or upwards direction. However, this pattern also needs a confirmation to be valid according to most traders, and I'm going to talk more about that later in the video. But it is a bullish reversal pattern, and this pattern consists of one candlestick. So it is a one candlestick pattern. All right, so now let's take a look at how the inverted hammer looks like. So the first thing about the inverted hammer is that it occurs during a downtrend. In order for it to be a bullish reversal, it has to occur during a price decline. So prior to the pattern, we might have had some bearish candles that looks maybe something like this. And the actual pattern here has a pretty small real body, but it has a long upper shadow. So it looks something like this. You can probably see why it's called a inverted hammer. It looks like a hammer pattern, but upside down. And if you want to learn more about the hammer, I have a video about that, and it will be linked up in the corner in the eye. Also, if you feel like you are unfamiliar with some terms I'm using in this video, I actually have a video about that as well, a video about some basic candlestick terminology. I will link that one in the eye as well. But so this right here is how the inverted hammer looks like. And so we can say here that it should have a long upper shadow that should be at least twice the length of the real body. So this part right here is the upper shadow, and this part should be at least twice the length of this part. And as you can see, it is that in this example. We can also say the real body should be small. So we can kind of derive that from the previous point, but the real body should be at least half of the size of the upper shadow. But that is basically said in the previous point, but I can just make it extra clear. The real body should be small compared to the upper shadow. Also, it should have little to no lower shadow. So if we have a tiny shadow here below the real body, it's okay, but that shadow should be as small as possible, and no shadow is the best. We can also mention here that color doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if this pattern is green or red. We can say that a green one, because this is a potential bullish reversal pattern, a green one is a tiny bit better. But even if the candle would be red, it would still be a valid inverted hammer. One important thing about the pattern is that it needs confirmation. You may look at this pattern and think that doesn't look bullish at all. I mean, the close we open here, during the day, the bulls push the price up all the way to here, but then the close is almost down to the same opening. So this one actually looks kind of bearish. But the reason that it is a bullish, possible bullish reversal pattern is that the bulls clearly tried to push the price up, and this might make the bears think one time extra and give some hesitation to the bears. But this candle is not as bullish as for example, the hammer. So that is the reason that we need confirmation. So the inverted hammer basically shows that the bears hesitated to move the price downwards, but we need some form of confirmation. A confirmation would look something like this. If we get a candle that opens and closes above the previous real body, that is a strong confirmation. but it's probably enough if we get a close higher than the inverted hammer. Because if we do that, we can clearly see that the strong downwards momentum is losing power. So yeah, I think now we're going to look at some real life charts. But before doing that, I just want to give a quick disclaimer that everything in this video is for educational purposes only, and nothing should be considered financial advice. But all right. So first of all, I just want to take a quick look at Apple, because recently Apple formed a inverted hammer right here. This was just a few days ago, September 8th. And let's take a look at why is this a inverted hammer. Well, first of all, it occurred during a downtrend, and that it has to do in order to be a inverted hammer. And to be a inverted hammer, first of all, it has to have a shadow that is twice the length as the real body. So this part has to be twice the length as this part, and that we can see is true. It also has little to no lower shadow, so that is good. And in this case, we can actually see that we got some kind of confirmation. We can see that the next day, we actually got a opening and close above the real body of the inverted hammer. So that actually confirmed the pattern. But it's still a lot of hesitation here. So, and this candle right here is actually a pretty perfect doji. So it looks like the downtrend for now is losing momentum. Let's take a look at one more chart here. All right, so now let's take a look at Bank of America here. And you can maybe spot the pattern I'm trying to get at here. Well, it's this one right here. And this one is far from a perfect inverted pattern, inverted hammer, but I still thought I would include it. Because first of all, it occurred during a price decline here. We had a price decline. And if we look at the candle right here, we see that the upper shadow is more than twice the length of the real body. We also have a small real body. The thing that makes this almost more like a spinning top or a doji is that we have a lower shadow. You see this part right here is always the same size as the real body. And that is not good, but in this case, I would still probably consider it a inverted hammer because the upper shadow was so much longer and the real body was also small. And after this pattern, we got a very, very strong confirmation here. You see this very tall bullish candle. This candle actually engulfed this red candle right here. And it also gapped away from the inverted hammer. We can actually see here that these three candles together forms a morning star pattern, which is also a bullish pattern and a more significant pattern than the inverted hammer. I have a video about that, and it will be linked up in the corner in the eye if you want to learn more about it. But this right here is actually also a morning star. And we can see that after this, we saw a strong shift of momentum to the upside. And yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If you found any help or value out of it, please consider dropping a like. And if you guys want to see more, don't hesitate to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will hopefully catch you in the next video. But for now, guys, take care. Ciao, ciao.